Welcome, gamers. It is once again Wednesday. That's right, it's Wednesday. And I have to open the Twitch menu. That's right, everyone. You go to the creator dashboard. You gotta go to the stream manager, and then you'll never guess this. Then you gotta go pop out chat, right? This chat right here is popped out. And now you have to resize the window. Okay, now that the window is resized, you have to go to layout mode. Okay, and then what? And then you load this. Okay, there it is. And then you'll never guess next time. Okay, then you choose the window, and then you go to this thing. It's over there, and then you do this thing. Hey, did you know you can get Apple TV Plus somehow? That's a thing, right? That's cool. All right. How do I get rid of this thing? How do I get this out of here? Dismiss Apple TV Plus. I clicked dismiss. It did not dismiss it. Is this? Are you seeing this? You see me pressing? Do you see me pressing? Okay, don't show again. Dismiss. Okay, now it's gone. Okay. Welcome Stream Elements, welcome Cookie and Cream, welcome Stanley, welcome DFG, welcome Michael, Zoli, Nutritious, Deffins, Choco Jacks, Duck. There, everyone's here. I don't even have Gritty Goose. It's kind of messed up. Yesterday I was in Choco Jacks' stream, and there was a hype train, and my sub renewal was not available yet. But it was like a level 5, level 6. It was a level 7 hype train. And I was like, you know what? Okay, maybe I'll just purchase some bits. You know, the minimum to be available for a hype train is 100 bits. And I was like, alright, fine. It's like $1 or something. And then I paid, and then I sent the bits. And then, you know what happened after the hype train worked? I got a message that was like, you've already unlocked all the level 0 hype train emotes, and I'm like, what does that mean? The level 0 hype train? That's not even a thing. And then I checked all the emotes individually, and I did not get any. And then no one else in the chat got their hype train emote. It messed up. The Twitch is scamming people. I paid money to possibly get Gritty Goose, and I could not even get it. Anyway, yeah, Choco Jacks sent an email to Twitch. I hope it works. I don't know. So I spent money, okay, to get that goose. They'll be hearing from my lawyers. I'm gonna hire a lawyer, and he'll be like, my client Wolfie Wolfington, he spent $1.40 to get this Gritty Goose. And yet, he did not receive... Well, in fact, he didn't receive any emotes. And then Twitch will be like, you really were out here hiring a lawyer over $1.40 purchase? And I was like, that's right. Yeah, and Hamflow sent a large Choco J dog as well. Michael Hunt suing Choco right now. Now, it's Twitch. Choco Jacks is innocent. It's her welcome CL9. See, what you gotta do is you gotta wait. We were talking about hype trains. You gotta wait until you've confirmed that other people have their sub renewal, because now you're posting it and you don't even get a hype train emote if it even works. And now it's like, you know, now we don't even know. Now you've squandered the opportunity. Can't believe this. You know how to make matters worse? How? Was that a question or like a statement that I know how to make matters worse? Because I do know how to make matters worse. I could totally just leave Twitch.tv That's a way to make matters worse. I could be like, Twitch, I'm gonna quit because of your scamming emotes. You upset I struggle with tone? I don't know what that means. Today CV had a hype train. I got gifted a sub because it was at level 6, and then I left my PC. I came back and ended at 13. I hate that. And then you got the awful like heart emote or whatever. Well, at least the good thing is that now that you have the heart emote, you can't get it again. So yeah, that thing. So now if a hype train goes above level 10, then you could totally get a level 5 hype train emote, which is cool. I think that's neat. I think that's great. I can't tell if someone is joking or not. I am so serious. I'm always serious. I would never joke. Imagine joking. I was only partially serious, but it is partially true in that, you know, if you post your sub renewal, you ideally would want it to happen when other people are doing it, so that you, as the person redeeming the subscription, have a chance to earn a hype train emote. But as we've talked about, though, Twitch is broken. It doesn't work. Anyway, it's really hot today. Why is it so freaking hot? It's the last day of July. And it does tend to be hotter in August, so I can just imagine it getting worse in the next month. It's gonna be awful. You know, I have my door open. This door right here, you can watch me like walk off. Look at that. Can you believe this? My door typically is not open when I'm streaming, but you know, the past month it's been so hot. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna open the door. There's some air coming in here. It's good. Wolfie telling jokes. Imagine joking. What do you think I am? Some kind of joker? Some kind of Persona 5 protagonist? Some kind of Batman villain who tells jokes? It's not me. Ice cream does sound pretty good. You know what's good is ice cream. It doesn't have flavors I enjoy. Balatro jokers. I feel like I haven't had ice cream in a while. It is good though. It is a good thing to eat when it's hot outside. Anyway, it's Wednesday once again. We're out here on the lake. I'm gonna go fishing. That's right. Imagine fishing on Wednesday. I'm doing it right now, literally as we speak. Look at this. Bam. I'm not going to make the same mistake that I made last week, where I didn't notice that the power of my headset was low and then the battery died midstream. Today, when it hits 6:30 p.m., I'm going to turn on the power, what was it called? The battery, external battery pack thing. Welcome, Frosty Claude. Yo, that is a type of ice cream as well. No more. Yeah, it's the last July. You might think it's just the last July of 2024, but it's actually the last July, like, ever. 2025, July is not going to happen. It's going to get to June and everyone's going to be like, can't wait for July. And then it doesn't happen. And then before you know it, it's August and you're like, what happened to July? And it just doesn't exist anymore. They'll remove a month from the year. Everything's going to be 11 months in a year. They're going to add several days to each month just to get rid of July. And you'll be like, man, I used to enjoy July, and now it doesn't exist. I don't know what to do. Yeah, welcome to August. It do be ice cream. It's that ice cream that has a polar bear on it. Remember that one? I haven't had one of those in so long. So true. So true. No more leap year. Yeah, every 4 years we'll have No years. Why isn't leap year like leaping a whole year? What if they just like, instead of accounting for leap year once every 4 years, if you could just skip an entire year after 350 whatever, wouldn't that be cool? Accumulate all the leap days, and you know, after 365 times 4 years, minus some for like, you know, the exceptions, like every 100 years, except when it's 2000 or whatever, then they could just, you know, it'll be like year 6000 something, and then, you know, one day it'll be 1 year, and then the next day it's like the year plus 2, and that year will never have happened. Caesar salad, the erased year. It's true. Caesar, he was out there. He really was out there. Sees her. Caesar salad. Anyway, hope everyone's having a good Wednesday. I was not very productive today. I was at home. I had some meetings, and then I did the meetings, and I canceled a meeting because no one had anything to talk about. You know, this is a good thing to do, okay? When you have a meeting, before the meeting, you could have these like agenda items, right? Every meeting invite has like a Google Doc or something. And then you could be like on Slack, send a reminder like, hey, if no one has agenda items for this meeting, we could cancel it. And I was like, okay, since I'm in charge of this meeting, I will remind everyone. And then I was like, you know, if nothing on the agenda by 2 p.m., we can cancel it. And no one had anything. And then at like 2:03 p.m., I was like, you know what? Canceling it. Like I said, cancel it. And then I did, and then the meeting didn't happen. And everyone saved 30 minutes of time. And I think that's good. Let's see, I took the day off to take care of some life stuff. Then I saw Deadpool. Oh, is it Deadpool and Wolverine? The only thing I know about that movie is that Hideo Kojima loved it. You know how he posts reviews of every movie he sees? You know, the review might just be like, I saw Captain Marvel. Or it could be, I saw Deadpool Wolverine. I thought it was a great representation of, you know, I don't know, a superhero, whatever. And he enjoyed it. Tried IMAX is a waste of money. I have never seen a movie at IMAX. I don't know what the big deal is. People pay big money for that. It's very fun. Love Kojima review. Silence is golden. No, but silence is bad. When he just says, "I saw Captain Marvel," it's like that's bad. When he says, "I saw this movie. It was great. I love the acting. I love the character. Whatever." That's good. Welcome, Lofi, as well. You get better sound and picture. Yeah, that's what I assumed. I thought that's it. Anyway, you know what else he tweeted? I guess what he retweeted. So today at work, one of the meetings that I did have, like every Wednesday we have this meeting, and then at the start someone has like a question that they ask everyone. Today's question that was asked was like, what Olympic sport do you enjoy watching? And my answer was like, I don't really like watch the Olympics. Has anyone been watching the Olympics? I have not watched any of it. But my answer was like, I don't really watch it, but I have been seeing the trending like shooting Olympics things where that one lady like got a world record or something. I heard that wasn't actually at the Olympics, but you know, she was there and she was like shooting and she was like styling. She had like I don't know, it's like an eye patch, but not really. She had like the eye focusing thing. It was really cool. And I was like, I saw that. I thought that was pretty cool. And then one of my coworkers was like, I also saw that. I thought she looked so cool. And the way to relate this with what we were just talking about is that people were like, she looks so stylish. I'm sure that I'm sure that Hideo Kojima is already like DMing her. And he did in fact retweet that tweet. So that was cool. It's the best Marvel movie since Spider-Man. Oh, Spider-Man. It's pretty good. What if this game was a sport, just competitive fishing? It is a thing. Maybe not in the Olympics, but it is a thing. America got last in the event. I don't know. I don't really know. Who even Olympics? Welcome, Liquid Cake. I'm so tired of people bringing it up at work and social functions. The Olympics. I mean, it does only happen like every 2 years, right? And I feel like people don't tend to care about the winter one. It's always the Summer Olympics that people care about, right? I feel like when it's winter, people are just like, yeah, that's the thing that's happening, right? But when it's summer, people are like, yo, do you see the, I don't know, the curling event? Do you see the skating? And it's always about skating and like, I don't know. Something about a guy and what was that sport called? Pommel horse or something. There was apparently a guy who really likes cupcakes or like chocolate muffins at the Olympic Village or something. And he was trending on TikTok because, you know, he's an athlete at the Olympics and he loved the muffins or cupcakes or whatever it was that they had. I don't know. There's a lot of things happening at the Olympics. Let's see, I haven't watched any, but I do like watching the cycling one-on-one sprints because they're crazy. Cycling one-on-one sprints. Do they go really fast? Do they just go so fast you can't even see them? Once I learned about how much the Olympics sucks as a company, how they heck over the places they're at. Oh yeah, I can imagine it sucking. Like if you lived in a place where the Olympics takes place, I'm sure it like ruins your commute. It ruins like there's like so many like tourists in town and you're like, I just want to go to the store, and then, you know, the place is full and everyone like, you can't go anywhere. That would suck. But I haven't experienced that, thankfully. They also stopped making the Olympic Games, right? Do you see that? Mario and Sonic at the Olympics is not happening anymore. They used to have that every few years, and now, no more. They go really slow. What? And then after they decide they're done going really slow, they suddenly go fast. Okay, well, yeah, you gotta know how to pace yourself. Sometimes people just, you know, go really fast, and then later they've realized they went too fast, and then they can't go fast anymore. I think it happens a lot in, like, those racetrack videos. Like, sometimes I see one of those videos that are, like, you know, people running laps, and then, like, you see one person, like, run really far ahead of everyone else. And you're like, yo, do you see that? They're going so much faster. Whoa, how can they go this fast? And then suddenly, like, they end up in last place. And it's like, okay, well, it looked impressive, but that was, like, a bad idea, because now you're tired. Things like that happen. Just that, and how places will spend a heck ton of money for the stadium and other stuff that just fall apart. People in Montreal hate the old Olympic Stadium. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, the city government probably spends a lot of money on that Olympic Stadium. And then, you know, there could have been other stuff to spend the money on. You remember when the Tokyo Olympics was supposed to happen and then it didn't? Oh, it did happen, but it's like, you know, like a year later. Stuff like that, you know? They spend all this time preparing, and then it didn't happen. Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo Olympics 2020, it wasn't even real. It didn't even happen in 2020. It is bad to be going fast if your opponent is right behind you, because your opponent is drafting, so you just overtake you. Oh yeah. That's also a thing in Mario Kart. I remember. That's the thing, like, the wind that you create can be used to cause the person behind you to speed up. It's based in reality. It's a real thing that happens. You might think Mario Kart made it up, but it's real. Anyway, that's a thing that's been happening. Didn't they like try doing some esports things at the Olympics? Is that real? Dropping the Olympic video games for NFTs? Yeah, something like that. It's like for NFTs and esports, right? What esports are they doing at the Olympics? Is that even anything? Do they have competitive StarCraft at the Olympics? Do they have Overwatch at the Olympics? Team Fortress 2? I don't know. I don't know if there's anything that would make me interested in the Olympics, honestly. Like, I've never really been interested in sports, like, in general. But, like, I don't know. There's nothing really there for me. I'm sure a lot of people are like, well, no, it's not so much about the sports, it's about everyone coming together and celebrating their country. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't really care about my country, sports-wise. Someone said they did Wii Sports at what? Like back in the day or like today? Are they still doing Wii Sports at the Olympics today? The esports are stupid at the Olympics, I think, is virtual sports, like an archery. Oh, so it's just like... It's not like real video games in the sense that it's like established games. It's like games they made specifically for the Olympics. That seems kind of stupid. I don't know. Didn't they also talk about having like chess at the Olympics? Did that happen? Is that a thing? It's not actual esports. What if they did have actual esports? Imagine they had like Tetris at the Olympics. That'd be cool. They could have, I don't know, speed running. What if they had speed running at the Olympics? The Nintendo Championship game that just came out, what if they had that at the Olympics? What if it was games done quick, but at the Olympics? That'd be cool. Didn't they do actual esports now? Not this year, but next time? Which one, though? Which actual esports are they going to do? Street Fighter? Pokemon, competitive Pokemon at the Olympics? Wouldn't that be something? Mahjong? Yeah, what if they had... I guess Mahjong could be done in real life. Find the list, but I don't think it's actual games. What if someone, like, finds, like, a bug? Like, the game that they made specifically for the Olympics. What if there was, like, some game-breaking bug? I guess they would be disqualified from using it? I don't know. But what if it was like, oh, actually, if you do this frame-perfect input, this thing, you know, then the ball goes 5,000 miles per hour. It's a separate event. It's not even the real Olympics. Imagine if they did Arc speedruns. It'd take the length of the whole games, no one would watch anything else. I don't really know, like, what do you do in that game speedrun-wise? Isn't it like an open world kind of thing like Minecraft? I guess Minecraft does have an ending, right? To beat the Ender Dragon. But like, what is Ark? How does that end? I sure wonder how they hit. Yeah, and also what if someone hacked it? What if someone manipulated the data on the computer? You know, like if some country had access to the games and then they ran a modified version or something. Welcome the funnel. Oh yeah, what if it was like Fall Guys? Wait, they should do this like in real life. Is it like Wipeout, but like at the Olympics? Yeah, like those like American Ninja Warrior or like Sasuke or whatever. That would be fun. You know, if they had that at the Olympics, I think I would watch it. Because those are pretty... well, I don't know if I would watch it. But I would consider watching it, and that's better than what they're doing now, which is not interesting to me at all. If they had just like a big obstacle course, yeah, people running around, climbing things, sliding, dodging obstacles, that would be cool. I would watch that. Olympic marble runs, but it's like, it's not like a human is in the marble though. Because, like, the human has no control. That's just RNG at that point, right? It's just like, gotcha. It just happens. Or maybe, like, a country could, like, design a marble. They could engineer a specific marble. It would have like specific colors. I don't know. What if they had Olympic rock, paper, scissors? Or like games that are purely just chance. I mean, you might say that rock, paper, scissors is skill based. But it's like, it's kind of just random. Maybe the sport would be building the best run in constrained time, rated like the Olympic, or like the gymnastics. Oh yeah, I don't understand gymnastics scoring. I mean, like, I guess objectively they grade on certain criteria, like how well they landed or whatever. It always seems kind of arbitrary to me. Which, I mean, you know, to the untrained eye, I'm sure it is. However, definitely out there doing things. Anyway, it's cool. Things are going on. Things are happening out there. I like how we're talking about this, although no one here really cares about sports. We're just like, oh yeah, what if the Olympics was actually interesting? What if they did this thing? What if I was at the Olympics? What if they had a streaming Olympics? There's an article from the Olympics website, a bit back listing the games. Archery, tic-tac-bow, baseball, e-baseball, Power Pros, chess. Well, chess is real. Sailing, tennis, motorsport. Oh, Gran Turismo 7. That's a real game, though. That's like a real game that people actually play. Is this what they approved last week? What about Olympic VR fishing? Fishing isn't even a thing at the Olympics, right? Fishing is not even real, man. They could have, like, you know, flight sim. What if they had flight sim at the Olympics? Would that be cool? What if they had, I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know, man. Gaming. It's for 2023. Yeah, but it's like he's asking, what did they approve for 2024 or 2020? The next one, the next Olympics. Where is the next Olympics taking place? This one is Paris, but like where's the Winter Olympics 2026? Los Angeles. What the? That's where many people live. That's where ChocoJax lives. That's where several Twitch streamers reside. And that's gonna suck because it's gonna be so crowded. I guess, I don't know, Los Angeles is pretty big. 2025 upcoming Esports Olympic in Saudi Arabia. Olympics.com/en/esports. 6 games across the sports, the Olympic Esports Finals 2023. And what is Olympic Cyberhook? Is that fishing? Are they doing fishing at the Cyber Olympics? What if they just had like an MMO? Welcome, Arklove. What if it was like, you know, you make a virtual character and then you'd like walk around in the Olympic arena. Everyone just does raid battles. Let me into the fishing Olympics? I don't think I'd want to. I don't think I'd be good at it. Knowing the prince, there will be actual games. Saudi Arabian prince. The guy rumored to have billions of games in his Steam account. Is that the same guy? Cyberhook is a kind of parkour game with very cyber aesthetic, lots of swinging around. Oh, I have never heard of it. I'm sure it's cool though. I'm sure there's a lot of cool games out there. Gaming, Clash Royale, Clash of Clans, Elden Ring PvP at the Olympics. They could do that. A lot of people will watch that actually. Not me because I don't care, but like a lot of people care. People love seeing PvP. World of Warcraft raid, they could do that. Final Fantasy XIV Olympics collab. What if they did that? What if you could, in Final Fantasy XIV, do Olympic sports? If they changed Ice 3 to be like throwing a javelin or whatever? If they changed Blizzard to like skating? I don't know. And played Super Tux Kart? I don't know what that is. They have a VN reading section. It's Mario and Sonic at the... No, it doesn't exist anymore. That's what we were talking about. They stopped making those. It's not real. It will never happen again. They also joked about this. I remember I saw a tweet that was like from poorly aged tweets or whatever. And it was like The Onion tweeting that like Mario and Sonic at the Summer Games 2024 is the last Mario and Sonic game. And then like the official like Sega account retweeted it and was like, sorry, it's true. But then that was like as a joke back in the day. And then it ended up being true. So that sucks. Super Tux Kart is an open source Mario Kart clone. The original Mario Kart, like on the SNES. I guess that would be Super Mario Kart. Yeah, when you make a joke and it ends up being true, it's like, oh no, we meant this as a joke, it actually happened. Unfortunately, it's real. You know, it's like, I looked at it and I was like, why is this badly aged? It was like, it did happen, so it was like, nicely aged. It ended up being true. But then I was like, oh, it's actually from The Onion. Oh, this was from like 4 years ago. It's crazy. I would compare to 64 with the Wii level graphics drifting. I don't know. Gaming. Mario Kart. I haven't played Mario Kart in a while. Do they have go-karts at the Olympics? Or like some sort of like driving sort of thing? Like F1 racing? Are there like motorsports at the Olympics? Motorcycles, cars? Any sort of vehicular movement? Doesn't even exist. They don't even care about cars. Closest you might get is rafting. I see. It's different though. That's so different. You gotta have like machinery. Although I guess like the issue with that is that like vehicles are, they're like prone to error, right? They could break, they could I don't know. There's mechanical components where if they fail, it's not really the fault of the person driving it. Whereas like a lot of the Olympic games are like, if you fail, it's like your fault pretty much. I don't know, that's not true. Maybe that's not true. But it adds a lot of like, you know, a lot of difficulties there. Bunch of boat sports. Regatta. Rowing. A sled can break. That is a ski. Why did I read that as sled? A ski can break. Yeah, but it's like, you know, less likely than a car. There's like less moving parts, I guess that's what I mean. And they don't because they'd rather test human ability itself. I know F1 drivers need a ton of talent, but they're not them specifically achieving something. It is true. It is true. I heard that like it is actually really hard to be one of those like people that drives really fast cars, because like the G-force of the car moving is like so much. You need to have like a neck brace or something. You have to like withstand like really high temperatures in there. It is like kind of impressive. Yeah, and crazy reaction time. I mean, I don't think I would ever do it because like I could also just die, right? You make one wrong turn and you could die so easily. The car could explode. It's more of a Winter Olympics. The skis. Do they have like winter sports at the Summer Olympics? I mean, they could just do it like in the southern hemisphere, and it would be it would be summer. It'd be straight. Wait a second, I just thought about something. When they have the Olympics in Australia, like, because they experience summer when we experience winter, like, is it still like as they go like Summer Olympics and then Winter Olympics? Has there ever been like when they had the Sydney Games, right? Was that right after was that a summer game? I don't know. What I'm asking is, like, typically every 2 years you have like Summer Olympics, Winter Olympics, but like if they go somewhere in the South Pole, not the South Pole, the Southern Hemisphere, is that still like in December? Is that I don't know what I'm asking. You know what I'm asking, right? There's many competitive Olympic team sports. They can turn into rock, paper, scissors to an extent. And there are tactics that counter each other, but you only get to pick one. So it's not your fault if you lose on those, sort of. I see. G-Force? Isn't that the movie with the guinea pig? I think. Disney G-Force? See, before you were saying if you fail, it's your fault, but I believe an archer missed a shot because a bee flew on their head. Random chance is also part of the sport. Wouldn't that be so messed up? If, like, you had everything perfect, and then, like a bird showed up and, like, ruined your aim. Did they get to, like, redo it? Is that, like, possible? Or is it like you only get one chance? Whatever happens outside your control is, like, it's uncontrollable. There's no more do-overs, you just fail. You only have one chance. That's kind of messed up. I feel like if a bee disrupted you, you should be allowed to redo it. But I'm sure, like, their entire country hated that bee, right? Imagine, like, you trained for, like, 20 years to go to the Olympics, and, like, oh, this is my chance. And then, like, suddenly there's, like, a bee that shows up. It ruins your entire life. That's sad. And then your entire family starts crying. All your friends that were, like, at the Olympic Games to cheer you on, they hate that. They spend their entire rest of their life hating bees. Your entire country is like, frick that bee. Man, I hate the most hated bee in the entire country's history. And then people are gonna train bees to disrupt. Yeah, right? What if, like, you know, the French government trained bees to disrupt everyone except the French contestants? Could they stop that? Is that possible that they would do that? Have you seen the South Korean woman who is trending? Yes, that was the first thing I talked about. That's how this topic came up, actually. I did, in fact, see that. What happened to that bee? Do you think that bee realized what it did? Welcome Modern. Did they... do you think that bee just, like, died? Do you think they killed that bee? You think the government was like, this freaking bee, this is a government agent bee, let's get that bee, destroy it. I saw this posted on Discord. What is that? Someone summarize what that link is. Kim Yeji. True. I don't think bees understand. What do bees even do? What are bees even doing? But that bee went back to his hive, had a massive jolly laugh. I don't think bees laugh. You think bees understand the concept of comedy? You think that bee, if it had the brains to understand that it just, like, destroyed someone's life just by existing, that it would have, like, depression? It would just be like, oh no, I was just having fun and now the entire country hates me because, like, I didn't even understand what I was doing. Turkish shooter for the Olympics. What is that? You know what? Fine, I'll click on. The issue with me clicking on tweets when I'm streaming is that I might accidentally click the ban button. Why can't I click it? Hold on. It's not even working. Alright, let me sit down and click on this. South Korea sent a fully kitted out player. Turkey sent out a guy with no specialized lenses, eye cover, or ear protection. He got the silver medal. That's cool. This guy is so cool. That's maybe even cooler than the other one. He's just a guy. Turkish shooter was really funny. He got high scores by shooting without special equipment. He just used normal glasses. Yeah, I think that's cooler. That's nice. Modern says, I keep spotting your messages in NL's chat like a moth to a flame. I think it's your name color that gets me. My name color is random. I never picked a color, so like whatever color you're seeing was just by chance. Apparently bees are they sure are, among the smartest animals in the world. But do they understand? Turkish shooter, take the ban, don't ban me. I know the hand in the pocket is a normal stance, but it looks silly when he's dressed so casual. Look at this guy. He's got the Turkish drip. So focused. Look at these guys back there. I think that's cool. It's the Choco J dog. I feel like I do post Choco J dog pretty often. I feel like I post Choco J I can't pretty often. Because, you know, that's like one of the few emotes I have that is usable in many situations. I have 3 of these. I have 3 emotes of this variety. Welcome, Alchchukar. That guy is pretty cool. That last one is so high def, yeah. Daniel Giesling. Just one of these things. Anyway, yeah, good times out there posting emotes in chats. Actually, I think one time I saw someone post like a ChocoJax emote in like a random stream that I was watching. And like, what the heck? Who is... I didn't even expect a ChocoJ viewer in this. I don't even remember which stream it was. It's just some random stream. What is this? What is that? Shio laugh? Oh, that is a laughing emote. That is an emote you use when things are funny, sometimes. It's a very drastic laugh. It's just how things are. Sometimes things are so funny, you need specific emotions. Mike is learning new emotions. Lean ring, he's lean ring new emotions. Choco, do you know you have like 5 different laughing emotes? Keck W, I can't. The other ones, Omega Low. There's so many. And they're like slight, and they got like Lamau, I can't. Laugh. They're all there. Lean ring should be the next DLC. No, you can't have lean. So account for her never laughing in real life. That is true. Why is that? I don't know. Anyway, that's a thing that happens. Emotes. If only I... Whoops. What the heck? Oh, my door is here. I keep forgetting I have the door open. So my door is here. Normally I have a space to walk. Anyway, what was I saying? Don't remember. I was gonna say something and then I was distracted by my door. I don't know. I don't even know, man. It's messed up. You ever have that happen? You ever just forget things? We said the Olympic athletes are cool and Choco doesn't laugh. Yes, but I don't remember what I was gonna say. It wasn't related to that. Maybe. I think. Emotes, laughter. Anyone ever laugh at things? Any comedy enjoyers out here? Anyone out here see something funny and go, "Oh, that's great! I enjoy laughing at comedic events." I think that's great. all the time. You could be laughing right now. Welcome, Tag Barrel. You could be tuning into this stream, and I'm like, I tell a funny joke, the most funny joke you've ever heard. And then you'll be like, oh, classic Wolfie, always saying the funniest jokes I've ever heard. That guy is such a jokester. It's always making me laugh, and that's why I enjoy his streams. I tune into his streams, and he's out there saying the funny jokes, and I laugh, and everyone has a good time. It's real. I've made so many jokes today. No jokes. That's why I watch more. So true. Why did the chicken cross the road? I don't know. No one really knows. That's the thing. Sometimes you ask questions and there are no answers because a lot of chickens don't really they sort of just do things arbitrarily, you know? So who's to say, unless you were the chicken, to catch up? I don't think so. I don't think that's true at all. Chickens don't understand many things. Yeah, they kind of just do things arbitrarily. Like, do you think chickens understand the concept of, like, the Olympics? Do they understand competition in sporting? Do you think they understand national pride? To represent your own country in a world event like that? To be on the global stage with everyone watching you? The pressure to perform to your top potential? And then have it be disrupted by things outside your control? I don't think so. A chicken will never understand. And that's why life is so complex. Is that sometimes there's things that you can't even hope to understand. Maybe we are the chickens in reality. We look at those chickens and we think, isn't it sad that this chicken will never understand the Olympics? But actually, you know, that chicken's perfectly fine. It doesn't even realize it's going to die one day. It doesn't even realize that it's being mass-produced to create food for us. It's just living its life. And that's what the aliens think. When they look at us, they're like, look at these humans. They don't even understand. They think they understand things. They're having wars with each other. They're competing in the Olympics like some fools. But we're having fun. That's what matters. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this. Motivational commentary right here on the Wolfie stream. Probably not, but they do understand that Valve once made good games. Don't they still make good games? They understand competition for mating and control. No, but I mean like on a worldwide scale. That was my qualifier. I know that they do understand, like, on an individual level. Or like to compete to represent your country. They don't even know what a country is. And honestly, neither do we. As humans, countries are kind of arbitrary. The borders are just set based on conflicts, etc. There are many things beyond my comprehension. We will become alien livestock. So true. They're out there. They're real. They could be watching this stream right now. More complex animals, I think jellyfishes just chill. Yo, do you know jellyfishes are immortal? I don't know if it's all jellyfish, but like, jellyfish can't die. Some of them. Maybe all of them. They just come back. And that's scary. We don't understand on a global plane either. We think we do. Yeah, but you know, that's the thing. Chickens don't even think they understand something. Do they? I don't know. Maybe they do. They did release Alex a few years back. There was major drought after Artifact. I remember Artifact. I forgot about that game. Artifact? That was like, oh, we're gonna make like the next best collectible card game, and then like no one cared. And then people were streaming on the Artifact category on Twitch, and it was just like pirated movies. Those were some times. I forgot about that. Welcome, Namington. Competition for sport. Yeah, they don't understand sports. Chickens. You ever think it's kind of weird that horses, like, that horse racing is a thing, but like, do the horses understand? Like, how do you get horses to understand the concept of racing? Are they just like, they're just going fast because like the jockey is like hitting them? Like what? I don't know. What is the deal with horse racing? Do they like know what they're doing? Do they know? Do you think like inherently they know that they're trying to be faster than the other horses? Or are they just like, yeah, this is just what I do? Hitting horses isn't allowed. Well, okay, yeah. Like, what does the jockey do then? What's the point of the jockey? I guess they steer the horses. Isn't that kind of Socratic philosophy? You're better knowing you don't know than thinking you know. That's a part of a lot of animals run to play anyway. It's true. This guy thinks he knows and he doesn't. And then Socrates' friend Daryl, yeah, you tell that guy. You tell that, you hack him up, Socrates. True. You can tap a whip or something to communicate. Yeah, that's what I meant. The whip. The riding crop, right? The thing from TF2 that the soldier uses to make everyone go faster. Like, horses, like, what do you think when they see a bunch of other horses running? Do they think inherently, like, oh, I gotta go faster than this other horse? You think the horse just slows down because it's like, I don't want to do this? I don't even know. We don't even understand. You know, we think we understand things, but like animals, they're complex. People say that like elephants are the smartest animal. Dolphins are smart or whatever. I don't know. It's funny they killed Socrates because he was in... I don't actually, you know, now that I realize, I don't actually know how Socrates died. They killed him? I thought he just like died natural. What did they do to him? Why? They just didn't like him? Horse training in general is kind of baffling to me. I have no idea how people train horses to be part of warfare. Yeah, right, that's also weird. The fact that they like rode horses out into the battlefield and just like... I don't know. It's kind of messed up. And like, it doesn't even understand what it's doing. It's like the same thing with like dogs, right? People train dogs to like do like everything, and they don't know what they're doing. You think like the drug sniffing dogs understand like what drugs are? Think like the dogs that they use and like, I don't know, the police officer dogs that's hacking people. I don't know. They made him sip some poison after prosecuting him. What did they prosecute him for, Socrates? They're just like, this guy sucks. He was executed because he was accused of kind of blasphemy. Was he like, he was like questioning too many things? They're like, hey, this Socrates guy, he's asking too many things. He's questioning, you know, religion or whatever. Questioning the existence of a higher being. Probably not, but drug dogs probably have a better grasp of what's going on than drug bees. Drug bees? There's drug bees? Anyway, I'm gonna hydrate. It is 6 p.m. You all know it is that time. Hydration time, 6 p.m. Alright, I'm back. Did I welcome Slime Molder? I don't know if I did. I have not experienced Apple TV Plus, but if you subscribe, you can, I don't know what that thing is. Welcome, Nova. Hello. Were you playing Super Mario Sunshine and doing art? I think so. When I saw the category earlier, it was Super Mario Sunshine and then art. Welcome Nova, welcome Glitchy Beta, welcome Nova, welcome Server U, welcome Genie A1, Colchis. So true. Another raid from Wamulet. What are you doing? Also art, were you doing a collab? Were we also raided by by two people doing art? Was this a coordinated raid? Welcome Eli the Fluffy Boy, welcome Moxie Boxy. Welcome Wamulet. Yes, everyone's doing art. Hope you both had a good stream. I don't know if it was a collab. No one is answering. I'm going to assume that this is two entirely separate coincidental art raids. As the fishing, not actually fishing. I guess I should actually fish. Okay, here we go. We're fishing right now. We're talking about how animals don't understand things. May have bullied them. Okay, so it does. It was a coordinated raid. Anyway, let me scroll up. Who is Nova? I don't even know. Okay, let me scroll up. What messages have I missed? Apple TV. You can fairly easily train bees to stick out their tongues when exposed to a smell. Stick a few of them in a box with a sensor, they can detect whatever. Oh, we're talking about drug sniffing bees. And how they don't really understand what they're doing. There's a collab. Oh, I see. Welcome Itimar or LTMar as well. We were also talking about Socrates. They officially accused him of corrupting the youth of Athens by introducing weird gods. I think they just found an excuse to kill him because his job was literally embarrassing people in the public place by calling them stupid. Oh, that guy. Oh, that's Socrates. What a wacky guy. Strange man. You think if Socrates was alive today, what would he be saying? Do you think he would be making memes? Making, like, green texts or whatever? Reminds me of that Terry A. Davis quote about bird ideas. I don't know that quote. What is that? Socrates with Socratic method all over social media. Oh, that's Socrates. He'd be making, like, the funniest memes you would know. This guy thinks, therefore he is. Was that a Socrates thing? I think, therefore I am. I want to know what Diogenes would do with a Twitter account. Yeah, what historical figure do you think would have the best Twitter account? Descartes. I think, therefore I am. He thinks, therefore he is. Do you think Plato would have had the best Twitter account? The allegory of the cave. I think Plato would have, like, watched VTubers and be like, they don't understand that they're just looking at an illusion. That the figure they're seeing on the screen is not actually the figure that's making the sounds. The allegory of the cave. We're literally in the cave right now. Plato loved debates. I'm sure he would debate people on Would he be really annoying? Would he be that guy? Yeah, okay. What if you... Okay. Would he be that guy in, like, the Twitch chat that's always arguing with other viewers? What if you could categorize every historical philosopher as, like, a chat archetype? Which Which one of those guys would be the most like backseating guy to get banned in like all the chats? Which philosopher would be the guy that's just like trolling the streamer? The guy giving backseating that's bad. Mozart would do well. Quote is too long, but it ends with, "You're that bird looking at the monitor. And you're thinking to yourself, I can figure this out. Maybe you have some bird ideas. Maybe that's the best you can do." I don't really understand. Maybe I don't really know. My brain does not understand ideas. 50% amazing piano, 50% fart. Did Mozart make a lot of fart jokes? Was he a comedian? Who is that guy that messed with the philosopher by bringing the featherless chicken, saying it was a man? I have never heard of this. Diogenes? Okay, I don't know much about Diogenes. I'm aware of the name. I don't know anything about like what they've done. What is their thing? He's comparing his grasp of reality with his bird not knowing what's going on. The computer monitor. Oh, it's like a lot of cats as well. A lot of cats looking at like computer screens and like TVs. They don't know what's happening. They don't really know what's going on. Mozart loved farting. Dang. The Socratic method is internet appropriate. He would debate everyone. True. Mozart roleplayed as a cat sometimes. What? Oh, so like he would be the furry. The furry that makes like good music. That everyone commissions, and they shows up in chat sometimes, and everyone's like, that Mozart guy, like, it's kind of weird, but he makes good music. I don't know. That's a guy. The Socratic method begins with commonly held beliefs. It scrutinizes them in a way by questioning to determine their internal consistency and their coherence with other beliefs. And so to bring everyone closer it's just like Kaizen. We talked about this, right? Remember Kaizen? Asking why things are the way they are. Classic. Diogenes hated everyone because they were annoying pretty much. So like, did he hate Socrates? Is that a thing? It's 5Y with more contradiction seeking. Socrates didn't exactly debate people in the way we think of debate today. He was almost a therapist walking people through their beliefs. I see. So he wanted to find the reason. He wanted to know why people were doing things. And everyone was like, this guy's kind of annoying. We need to kill him. Imagine being so annoying that people want to kill you. It could happen. Socrates was dead already, but I think he messed with Aristotle. The bird from Team Fortress 2. You know, like, I know a lot of these names. I never really like thought to think about like what ideologies they had, or like what they were known for. I'm just like, yeah, that's a philosopher. I'm sure they just asked a bunch of questions. It's definitely like a kind of thing that only could really exist back then, right? Because they got nothing else to do. Nowadays, if someone had their job as like a philosopher, you'd be like, what are you doing? You'd be like, that's a job that could not really exist today. Are there people that are like modern philosophers? I guess they would be writing like self-help books. I don't know. Is that a thing today? Are there people like they're just professors? They're on Reddit. They're just debating each other online. They exist. What do they do? Do they just write books? Philosophy majors. They're all professors. You can't really make money on it by itself unless you're a really famous author. Yeah, it's like Who are some like well-known modern-day philosophers? Zizek. Are there like Twitch streamers that are like well-known philosophers? Like if Aristotle was a Twitch streamer, people would just come into his chat, be like, "Gotta hear this guy's takes on existentialism or whatever." Pirate Software, is he a philosopher? I know Buddy that's a philosopher. He mostly did logic stuff, but mostly resembled math. Yeah, like theoretical mathematicians, that's also like a theoretical physicist. It's also a thing. Pretty much all famous philosophers are like 50 years old. 50 plus. But what if there was just like one like 11-year-old that asks all the hard-hitting questions? Technically, you can stretch the definition up to including people like Jordan Peterson. I don't think that's proper. I've heard that name. I don't know who he is. Is that a director? An actor? But yeah, it's like, you know, you think of how like some jobs. Is that a job, or is philosophy a job? I don't know. Like those guys were known back in the day. But like you would think that given, you know, we've been around for so many years, that they would have thought of everything, right? What else is there to think about? What else is there even to philosophize on? Big can of worms. He's more into language now. Language lets people meet and exchange ideas. Philosophy makes most people pretty confused. So like, you're a philosopher, what do you do? You're a philosopher, name all the philosophies. Name the best. Put a philosophy tier list. Greta Thunberg became a famous activist. Yeah, but like that's different from philosophy, right? We philosophize a lot. Am I a philosopher? Me sitting on this VR fishing lake just asking like, do dogs understand the concept of mortality? Like, is that philosophy? I guess it is, right? I feel like a lot of interesting stuff involves the intersection of philosophy and society. So true. We do be living in society. Is Joker is Joker a philosopher? Joker from Batman. He's always talking about society. Societal expectations. He's out there. He's out there questioning things. Making jokes about stuff. It's technically philosophy. Here's my wisdom. The bear is real. Philosophy. Is the bear on the lake real? I think so. Purely abstract philosophy still gets done. It's kind of on the back burner. Philosophy is just thinking. A PhD in it is just doctorate in the philosophy of something. PhDs. Got 'em. Technically, any science is philosophy. The PhD is a doctor of philosophy. Oh wait, that's what PhD stands for? Philosophy doctor? You know, I never thought about, like, you hear the term PhD all the time. I never thought to question what it actually stood for until now. Never even considered questioning it. I was just like, yeah, that's just a thing. And why is it called a bachelor's degree anyway? Like, isn't a bachelor, did bachelor mean something different? Because like nowadays when you hear a bachelor, you think of like a guy, right? Just a guy, like dating related, or like a bachelor party. Like what did bachelor mean with bachelor's degree? Welcome Scribbles, yo, a name that I recognize from NanoDan's chat. Once you reduce anything to its bare minimum, it's philosophy. Even animals. Philosophy means love of wisdom, translated literally. It's the discipline of thinking about everything. I see. Bachelor or just a young adult? Yeah, but then like bachelor's degree, you don't have to be a young adult. Although I guess most of them are like right after college. I don't know. Because you got no wife when you graduate. But isn't... I don't know. I don't know. Do you get a wife when you get a master's degree? Really short change. You could. Maybe. It's not guaranteed. There were a few older students when I was in college. Yeah, do you think they were bachelors in their degree? A lot of times we don't question what words mean. We're just like, you know, PhD, obviously. It's definitely a thing. Become master of your own house. Animals are biology, is chemistry, is physics, and math. Is math philosophy. Anyway, many things to think about on this lake. This lake is one of the great philosophical locations of all time. You think if Socrates has a if he had a VR lake, would he be out on this lake just fishing, asking questions to his chat? He would just be like, so chat, the other day I was thinking about this thing. What do you think about this thing? And then Plato would be in chat. He'd be like, I think that's stupid. And then Socrates would be like, ban that guy. Bad mods, ban that guy. Plato, you're not allowed in here. Not after that one thing you said. I don't know if they even existed at the same time. Just get him out of here. Master's degree. Chinese functionaries got wives surpassing the imperial exams. I study Chinese culture. I'm weird, sorry. What? How long ago was that? Anyone else pronounce Socrates like it's pronounced in Bill and Ted, ironically? Socrates? That's Socrates, dude. That's Socrates. Ban him faster than you banned bots. What if the best philosopher to ever exist just like respawned and he showed up in your chat? And he was just asking questions. And you're like, what is stupid? This stupid guy is in my chat asking obvious questions. Of course I am. I think, therefore I am. Of course I am. Go back to asking that question to other people. And then you ban them. And then they come back and they're like, you didn't even realize that I was this famous philosopher out here? It could happen. There could be a celebrity in your chat right now. You could ban them and you'd be like, that guy was so stupid. And then you find out it was, I don't know. Who's a well-respected individual? It was Hideo Kojima, obviously. And you banned him. Who is the best philosopher to ever exist, right? That's a question. Do you think the philosophers would ever rank themselves relative to other philosophers? Or do you think they'd be too cowardly? Do you think they'd be like, well, we can't, what even does it mean to be better than another philosopher? How can one even rank philosophy? It's so abstract. They're different schools of thought. And then there'd be one philosopher that's like, yeah, Plato sucks. Get that guy out of here. Socrates. Get him out of here. Philosopher tier list. Kojima is the best hack fraud that has ever existed. He does exist. That is in fact a name of many philosophers. I have never heard of Camus or Derrida though. I could rank them by influence. They probably would, but they would hate each other because they start from different bases. They sure do. You think they would be like Do you think they would have group DMs and then they would talk about the other philosophers behind their back? Really, this guy thinks he's great, but I don't think so. His commentary was not even that engaging. This philosopher, what if they had podcasts? Modern day philosophy. Okay, this is a bit. Just imagine philosophers in modern day scenarios. If they had a podcast, they would have like 1 million listens on Spotify. They would sell so much merch. They'd turn everything into a catchphrase. You'll see t-shirts that are like, "They think therefore I am." It was quite common for philosophers to say other philosophers were fakes. I see. It's a lot of beef out there. I think Schopenhauer hated Hegel. I have never even heard of either of those guys. Welcome Spambot. That's a cool name for a spam bot. Unfortunately, hold on. I gotta be careful because if I try to ban this chatter and like someone posts a message, I might accidentally click your name. Like Cookie and Cream, you posted a message right after that. If I had like tried to click it and you posted the message, I could have accidentally banned you. Okay, see, like this, right there. Okay, this guy. No, stop posting. Ban. Okay, get this guy out of there. Yeah, nobody move. Okay, Spambot out there. Schopenhauer contains several chapters with self-laudatory titles such as "Why I Am So Wise, Why I Am So Clever, Why I Write Such Good Books." Oh, that guy. Nietzsche. Derrida wrote about writing and meaning. Writing about writing, that's crazy. How could he write about writing? That's so meta. Kierkegaard is like, all Christians are not Christians. We should suffer more, and I think most Christian philosophers would disagree with him. You know, like religious philosophy is like a totally separate thing. It's like its own category of philosophers. It's very close to having a mental breakdown when he wrote that. Did philosophers tend to do that? They just tend to have mental breakdowns because they're just thinking all the time. They're just stuck in their minds. The mind palace. Truly, the other words are not esteemed. They're merely musings not deep in meaning or verisimilitude. I have seen that word. It's one of those words that I don't know what they mean. I know, still haven't read them though. Posting from the Wikipedias, I thought it was funny. Writing about writing is important. It is. It sure is. You have to. You gotta have meta commentary. Remember having to read part of a book in college called How to Read a Book? What was the most important lesson from that? He did become schizophrenic and started having hallucinations and such. I don't think that's as common as it seems, though. They sure did have problems, though. Imagine spending your whole life just thinking. That's like your whole, like, life. Just being a thinker. Welcome, Jumbo Scorpions. When you think a lot, you can easily come to the conclusion that human existence is ultimately pointless. Many people do think that. Many people out there, they do be thinking. Verisimilitude is the quality of seeming real. It's an important thing for a narrative in a movie, else you don't get engaged. Oh, it's like, when it seems like someone's just acting, right? When immersion, when you're watching a VTuber and they don't even have lore. It's when they have lores that they're verisimilitude them, right? And get really into it. I was really looking forward to Carl Jung's Red book a lot. Finally got my hands on it. Was Disorganized Discord Vents. Oh yeah, the vent channel. Discord vent channel. Does Marx count as a philosopher? I'm sure he does, probably. Isn't everyone's life just thinking? Yes, but like you could spend you could devote your entire life to just thinking. Actually, do you think like those philosophers were like, did they want to be known for their philosophy? Like maybe one of them just thought a lot, but they really like, you know, painting. And everyone just remembers their philosophy where they were like, actually, I wanted to be known for like wood carvings. But everyone just seems to ask about that one thing I said one time. It's like when you're like Drill. You think Drill, also known as Wint Drill on Twitter, is he a philosopher? Maybe. He does ask a lot of hard-hitting questions. I think so. I think he's a philosopher. Someone in Atlas really picked that book up and went to write that down when coming up with the Persona games. Good old Persona. I've never played any of those games, so I don't really know what that's about. Yes or no, he's technically an economist, but what's the difference between theory and philosophy? See, now that's a philosophical thought. What is really the difference between these two things? These two things that are very similar. I think it's like when you're watching a VTuber, they clearly read an ad script that breaks the feeling that they're just yapping. What the frick? You see this? I caught a can and a fish at the same time? That's never happened. Do you think this fish was biting the can? Maybe I'm just gonna leave this here. We're just gonna look at this. Just be like, whoa, look at this fish. This fish was biting a can the whole time. Wow. This never happened. You see something new every day. I hope you devote most of your life to thinking. Actually, some people are really not thinking enough. Do you think that you think enough? Some people might say they're thinking too much. That they wish they could think less. When they're out there lying down at night, just thinking about all the mistakes they've made. Is that philosophy? So true. What is a PhD in philosophy anyway? When you've studied all the philosophers. When you obtain all the philosopher crystals. It's true. That's what happens. You consider Ayn Rand a philosopher? I don't really even know who Ayn Rand is. I just know that name just gets mentioned, like, in the context of Redditors. Well, what is the deal? Well, who even is Ayn Rand? This might not even be a topic that I want to talk about, because I'm sure it's controversial. Many people would be like, oh no, I don't know about this. It's a can of worms you don't want to get into. Yummy can, I guess. I'm head empty even right now, as you're watching this stream. We're talking about philosophy. This fish is just out here. Do you think this fish understands the predicament it's in? Do you think a virtual fish can suffer? Would this fish ever just think like, I sure wish I was dead right now? No, it's impossible because they're not real. They're not even real. Well, I think I think enough. I think I should think more because I'm really stupid. But like, what would you think about if you could be thinking about something right now? What would it be? Sometimes I just, I'm just like, what if I was playing Elden Ring and I increased 5 points in faith And then I could use this incantation. Is that philosophy? Game philosophy. What about like, you know, like people who do fighting games? There's like meta there, you know? Try to read your opponent's thoughts, be like, okay, they're gonna do the low attack, so I should dodge low. Should block low. Is that philosophy? To understand like the way people think? Like in some ways it is, right? Metagaming. To know that if you tend to do this thing, they'll tend to do this other thing. Human behavior. Game theory is philosophy as well. What gives you certainty that you are real? It's because I've lived my own experiences. And to me, that's real. And that's all that matters, because no one else is real. Is ultimately why it's easy to say that human existence is probably pointless. Man. Why are we even here? What if it's programmed to think that? What if there is fish feeling amounts depression, which is incremented for each second you leave it hanging? But it's not real though. That's the thing. So did the digital fish. Yeah, do you think this fish thinks it's real? I don't think so. Chat isn't real. Yeah, no one here is real. I'm the only real one. What if like everyone else was real and I wasn't real? People often say, they're like, oh yeah, what if I'm real and everyone else is just NPCs? But like, what if I'm not real? If all of you are real, and then you're just tuning into this stream, you're like, oh, can't wait to watch the Wolfie stream. Little do you know, I'm not even real. I'm just like a virtual experiment. It's just like, you know, someone just made a computer program, and it's like, oh, look at this guy. We'll just have him out here. He's not even a real guy. We'll just make up some lore. Just give him some background, like he has this job, he's a software developer, he got laid off at some point, he found another job. It's all an illusion. I'm virtual. That is so true. You might be a digital existence. Personally, I don't think that you need to be real to be meaningful. Well, that's not what I said, though. You could have meaning even if you're fake, you know? Video games, people enjoy games, even though the characters in them weren't really real. I think it's like the fact that someone wrote the character, right? Someone designed this. This fish is not real, but like someone modeled this fish. Someone looked at a reference of like a real fish, and they were like, let's make this fish. Let's program in the movements. And it's like, you know, it's not real, but it was created by someone. And that's what matters. And then you'd be like, okay, what if the fish was AI generated? Then I don't like it. If this fish was AI generated, I would not say it's real. But it is real. It is so real. But then now it's like, oh, but like, what is AI? If AI generation is not real, then like, you know, what? I don't know. Philosophy, modern day philosophers question about AI generated artwork, etc. We're the real chatters. You're just a virtual tuber, like a yam. I am what I am. I say that as a response to, therefore human existence is pointless. Even if our existence is indefinable and uncertain, isn't it meaningful anyway? It's true. I was thinking about this. Like how like people have pets, and like those pets, you know, they don't tend to live that long relative to humans. Like you have a hamster, it lives for a while. But like, you know, think about all the pets that have ever existed. It's like, you know, those pets have had a significant impact on the humans' lives. That our lives have been improved. Just because, like, you know, this creature was in our lives, it made the life better. And there's this quote that was like, what was it? It's like, animal, like, what was that quote about, like, the animal doesn't live that long, but, like, it will be loved many times longer than it lived. I thought that was a cool quote. I'm misquoting it. I don't remember exactly what it was. So you think about how like a pet can live for like, 5 years or something. But then the human has memories of that pet. It's like, oh man, it only lived for 5 years, but like 50 years from now, a human will be like, I remember that pet. That was the best pet I've had. That's good. I don't know where I'm going with this. This is just something. Philosophy. The can-biting fish designed by someone can be meaningful. It's so meaningful, right? Although this fish, here, this will be the fish that symbolizes that one stream that we talked about philosophy. Whenever you see this fish biting a can, you'll be like, I remember that time. Oh no! What? Okay, I guess the can is gone. Apparently, if you lower the thing into the water enough, the can just disappears, and you lose $1. Man, I should have kept. I wanted to keep that can, but I couldn't. I can't even. I couldn't do it. Welcome, Cast Channel. Welcome, Probs on Jack. Philo Soft Fee. So true. The indomitable human spirit is much stronger than the cold, unfeeling universe. But is the universe really cold, though? I guess it is, like, in a literal sense. It is pretty cold out there. It is quite cold. Twitch keeps bribing me with 3 months of Apple TV if I sub, but is there even any good exclusive on there? I don't know. I don't know what's on Apple TV. And if I probably don't care what's on there. Just doing philosophy. Who's out there philosophizing right now? Philosophizing? Is that a word? In the absence of universal meaning, I am free to imbue meaning, however. So true. The meaning of things is whatever meaning you give it. If you think this thing is meaningless, maybe it is relative to yourself. And then someone else is like, actually, this thing has meaning. And they're both right. Everyone is out there doing things. You're out. You, the viewer, you're out there doing things. You can make your own assumptions. Anyway, I don't know. This is like the deepest stream we've had. Philosophy, we were always just talking about like, oh, do you see this thing? Do you see this VTuber thing? Today we're like, oh, philosophy. What about philosophy, man? What about those philosophers? What about the concept of mortality? This lake's water might be pretty deep. How deep do you think this lake is? At least 10 feet. At least 50. 1,000. This could be the ocean. It might never end, even. Anyway. What else is going on out there? What's happening in this world? Society. Besides the Olympics. We've already talked about the Olympics. You can't talk about the Olympics ever again. If you ever talk about the Olympics, I don't know. Who's out there? Who's out there doing anything? God, there's a fish. I have caught another fish. What did I do yesterday? I don't even know. Played games? Stream? I didn't stream. Hatsune Miku movies coming out next year. I did see a tweet about that. It's a Project Sekai movie though, right? It's about like humans interacting with Miku. Any Hatsune Miku enjoyers out there? Played a lot of Nier Automata. Yes, you will get all the humans. What was the context of that? Hatsune Miku. Oh yeah, Hatsune Miku. Yes. I don't know. Miku's cool. Miku's pretty cool, guys. It's always weird seeing like Project Sekai songs where they had like real humans singing songs and then like Miku's just in there as well. Her vocals get mixed with like the humans. It sounds so out of place, but like I'm sure people are used to it. Himflo couldn't name a single Miku song, not even the best Miku song. Whatever that is. You can't even name Popey Popey Po Popey Po. You couldn't even name World Is Mine. I don't even know. Project Sekai Miku plush is on my table. And the disappearance of Hatsune Miku Annual Melon. How could she disappear like that? Where did she even go? Where did she come from and where did she go? Where even is she going? I think it sounds interesting. I like the contrast between human voices and robotic voices. It is interesting though. I don't think I've listened to many Project Sekai songs. And by songs I mean like they're songs that exist already. No wait, they do write songs specifically for that game, right? Sometimes works well, sometimes doesn't. What is the best Miku song? I know a few Miku songs, but I don't know any of her producers. You don't even know Deco Nina. Some people might say Deco 27, but they're wrong. It's Deco Nina. You don't even know of the other guys. All of the other guys out there. Supercell. Remember Supercell? Do they still make music? Favorite Miku songs? Glad You're Evil. That's Pinocchio. Pinocchio P. Cosmo. 40 MP. Other guys. Utsupi. Supercell, like the guy from Dragon Ball Z. Exactly. He was a Vocaloid song maker. He sold so many songs. I should write down some song names sometime soon so I have an easier time talking this convo. It's fine. You don't have to know songs. Imagine knowing Vocaloid songs though. I know many songs. Songs such as all of them. I know all the songs. Have I listened to the Marine song? I have not. I have seen it linked. I have seen that Toby Fox composed that song. And they asked him to use Megalovania as a reference. I have not listened to it. I have not watched the video. But people have said it's good. I cannot confirm or deny. It's all over Goku. I will soon absorb Hatsune Miku and become a cute anime idol. Cell. Is Cell not already a cute anime idol? I know that one Pokemon Miku song. The one? There's like 50 of them, right? Pokemon did like a collab with Hatsune Miku. And there were like 20 something songs, right? That's a lot of them. They had many videos. They had many many arts of Hatsune Miku as trainers. There's more than one. I thought they just made a bunch of cute outfits for... Yeah, each one of those outfits is like its own song. There's one where she was like, you know, Cynthia, the Elite Four person. The champion, sorry. That was the most recent one. I haven't really listened to like any of them. I listened to like some of the early ones, but none of the recent ones. You should watch the MV because it's really pretty. Yeah, Marine's songs have a lot of good music videos. I think Cell could be a cute anime character depending on your taste, but he's probably not an idol. I'm sure he's an idol to some people. You ever think how it's weird that idol has such a like specific image in mind? Like idol just means someone that you look up to, right? But then when you mention idol, a lot of people think of like Japanese idols or like K-pop idols, like a celebrity that dances on stage, sings songs. Like you could be an idol, but like a different type of idol. Depends on context. That's what I'm saying though. So when someone says cute anime idol, just by default we think of like, oh, it's got to be like, you know, the dancing and singing one. It could just be someone you look up to. An idol is an object of worship in the traditional sense. Yeah, like a thing you look up to, a thing that you idolize. That's it. That's where the word came from. Idolize. Idolize. They sure do have eyes, I hope. Not all of them. Some of them might not have eyes. Many of them do. And they're out there. They will find you. Idol worship is forbidden in Christianity. Have they told all the VTuber fans? Did they know? You can't do that. It's also funny because idol in English gives me that image, but Italian in idolo, which is the equivalent work in Italian, doesn't give me the same idea. It's like words have different connotations based on usage, based on the environment we're in. It's like how I'm sure there's some like Japanese words that people use, where like if you say them in Japanese, you're like, oh, it's this thing, but then like in English, it's like a totally different thing. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but like I'm sure it's a common thing. Welcome to Maya. They ban iconography, I think, but people would secretly preserve their statues and stuff. It's weird because, like, if idol worship is forbidden, like, why do they have, like, Jesus statues? Is that not, like, an idol worship thing? Like a physical thing that represents another thing? Maybe this is too involved. You're like, Wolfie, we don't talk about, don't you dare talk about this. I don't know. Is the correct idol? Oh. Is that real? That's a point of contention that sparked the Reformation? Oh, okay. So that they've discussed this before. Literally any word on a book that is word, the Japanese art of word. Oh yeah, I remember when that was trending, and someone was like, this is Ikiru, the Japanese art of living. And it was a joke. People, you know what's funny is when people don't understand that something is a joke. When they think it's someone's being totally serious, or look at this fool, they think the Japanese art of Ikiru, the word that literally means to live, is a Japanese art. But then you, as a genius, you're like, well, I know, they're being ironic. That's why it's funny. You're missing the point here. They don't even realize that some of this is ironic. But then sometimes you see it and you're like, is this guy ironic? Is this like a joke? Or are they being serious? I don't know. He's more of a talent than an idol. Is he though? If you're a Protestant, you accuse the Catholics are idolaters and demon worshippers. The Reformation is fun. The schism was a good time. I remember the schism. I remember when I was in middle school and we learned about that. And that's where we learned the word schism. And then we're like, that sure is a word. That sure is a word that means a divide. Keikaku means plan. It sure does. I think someone's out there that's like, hey, do you have any Keikakus this weekend? And their friend is just like, what? It means plan. It means plan. He doesn't even know Japanese, man. He doesn't even realize this word has meaning. You could do that. Next time you ask someone what their plans are, instead of saying plan, you could say keikaku. You see who understands. That's the true anime fans. And you're like, Wolfie, anime fans, that's just a Japanese word. Well, yes it is, but also it's a meme. I will do that, but my friends will hate on me. It's fine. It's fine. If they're your friends, they will forgive you. They'll be like, he's just being wacky. He's just trying to make some jokes because, you know, it's funny sometimes. Not all the time, just sometimes. Also feel like I would start saying it unironically. Well, that's, you know, that's your problem. Anyone have any phrases they started saying ironically recently? And then ended up just being part of your vocabulary? Unlike watashi, a real Nihongo Jozu that finds anime subarashi. So true. You know, I've had this bit that I've been doing for years. Where, like, imagine if you said subarashi, but like as a surfer. So, like, you know how some people say, like, oh, that's totally gnarly. What if they said, that's Totoro Subarash? Like, you know, that Totoro sounds like totally. And Subarash is like Subarashi, but like abbreviated, because they do that. They're out there abbreviating phrases. Have a surfer dude, you know, he sees some gnarly waves and he's just like, yo, that's Totoro Subarash. And then his friend's like, yo, for real. That's hilarious. I think that would go really well. My friends are used to me being wacky. The unironic part is the real danger. Yeah, you could, you know, you could do it. People out there just be saying things ironically. I'm sure there's some you can think of. Totally sugoi. Totes sugoi. That's how it is. That's how it is in this world, you know? People just start saying, oh, what the, wait a second, where did this can come from? This isn't the can that was dropped in the ocean, right? This one I want to say unironically because it's hilarious. Tote daijobs. It's true, you could say it. And then they'll all just be like, what's he talking about? What is this Zoli guy on about? He's so wacky. Oh, I didn't even realize it. I didn't even try to catch this fish. This fish just like bit onto this thing and then it just gave up. It didn't even fight. Get out of here. I could have caught so much more fish if I had realized. That's the messed up part. Anyway. Did you all see Aikatsu has VTubers now? I mean, they've had VTubers before, but they're back. And they're like real VTubers. That fish had high depression before you caught it. Man. Yeah, VTubers. Everyone thought it was going to be like a new animated series. Check it out, Aikatsu Academy. They got these 3 characters. They animated like an intro video that looked like an anime. And then when it was revealed, it's like, oh, actually they're like streamers. And you can watch them live on YouTube. And they each have their own channel. They each did debut streams. They do Zatsudan streams and all that. And I'm like, wow, what the heck? It's like actually VTuber. Like the last time they did VTubing, it was just like a mascot character that would like tell you about the Aikatsu news or whatever. And like, you know, it wouldn't have like chat interaction or anything like that. It was like pre-recorded videos. But now it's like actual like live streaming VTubers. And like, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like, although I enjoy watching VTubers, it feels kind of weird to me. TBF to him, he's a really small fish and you're the giant with the lever pulley bringing him toward the water. It's true. What are they thinking? I can't. It's a bit odd. There are a bunch of people that are also like, man, Aikatsu VTuber. A lot of anime fans actually hate VTubers. Have you seen that? It's like, you know, as VTuber watchers, we don't think about this that much, but like there are like a huge amount of people that are into anime. And they're like, VTubers, they're freaking cringe, man. Ew, you watch VTubers? I only watch anime. There's, you know, things like that. Hamflow's the opposite. He watches VTubers, but he thinks anime is cringe. Anime. VTubers basically split anime culture somewhat. It is true. Yeah, yo, it's the new schism. It's true. So true. War between losers. We're all losers here. We're literally all losers. Not me though. I'm not a loser. I'm cool. I wanted to write "They will not divide us," but I don't remember whose catchphrase that was. It's ultimately just wasn't it Shia LaBeouf? Isn't he the guy that was like, "He will not divide us," and then there was like a Trump thing, and he was like at a museum. He was like in front of the live stream saying, "He will not divide us." That's what it was. VTubers are probably killing off the low-budget anime zone. Maybe. Submit to the true anime Korone Inugami. I did see that Eggy, yeah, that Eggy tweet. That was a good tweet. Is like you know, VTuber watcher who's watched 2 VTubers. Really love Korone Inugami. VTuber watcher who's watched 500 VTubers. I really love watching this viewer who streams this streamer who streams every 2 months and has 7 viewers, and then VTuber watcher who's watched I messed it up, it's not 500. A VTuber watcher who has watched 500. Really love Korone, etc. That's how it is. I was barely watching anime before VTuber. So true, me too. I was not really into... I haven't watched anime in a long time. It's been probably like... Wait, it's been probably more than like 7 years since I was really into watching like anime. It's been like a good part of a decade that I haven't watched much anime. What the heck? Actual killer Shia LaBeouf. Did he kill someone? This tweet came actual days after I decided I wanted to watch Korone again. Classic. I hate this song. Every time this song comes on, I'm like, what is this? Get this out of here. Alright. Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf? I don't know what that is a reference to. Unironically, I like watching VTubers with less watchers because they can actually read comments. That's how I am nowadays. Is that, you know, I like leaving a comment in the chat, and sometimes, you know, the streamer reads all the messages. That's cool. That's when the chat is too fast that the streamer misses like half the messages, maybe even 90% of the messages. It's like, I don't know. Mangas are better. Anyway, I'm gonna hydrate. It is 7 p.m. Good times out here. Hydrating. Alright. I did that thing where I like drank water like the wrong way, and then I started coughing. It takes a while to recover. Welcome Yagi stream. Anyway, what is it? Northern Lion is Hizoshi, so true, that's me. That's my favorite streamer out there. Okay, and then I gotta focus on the channel here. Let's see, absolutely, I like big VTubers too. There's a reason they're big, but they're the people I look clips of rather than sitting and looking at a stream. It is true. I watch a lot of clips of Cecilia Immergreen because they've been showing up on my Twitter and on my YouTube, but like I don't actually watch the streams live. There was a very similar VTuber that graduated, and I would watch her stream sometimes. But I don't know. It's different. It's different when there's like a billion viewers. There's a song called Shia LaBeouf. It recounts a tale while Shia attempts to eat the teller despite being fought off with various implements. In the video, actual Shia stands up and applauds at the end. I have never heard of that. Sometimes a clip isn't the same as me. That is also true though. Actually, it is kind of weird because like I watch Northern Lion and he does have a lot of viewers. I do chat in Northern Lion's stream. I mean, I just send emotes, but like when I'm watching a VTuber that has a lot of viewers, I don't chat for some reason. I wonder why that is. Is it just like my mental divide between like, you know, this is like a VTuber, this is like a facecam streamer, so they're inherently different? I don't know. Why is that? What's the deal with this? Say like Raura Italian representation is nice. I have not really seen her streams, but I have seen, you know, a lot of people posting clips, and they all seem like cool individuals. I said I still tend to watch more people with way less viewers. So true. So true. You gotta tune in, be like, oh, someone with this many, look at this, they're streaming this obscure game. Gotta watch that. They're just yapping all the time, gotta watch that. Clips save me a lot of time, otherwise I just wouldn't watch a lot of VTubers in general. It is true. Clips are good. You know what's good is people that clip things. I'm sure that whole philosophy segment could have been clipped, you know, when I was like, oh, which philosopher is like a chatter, or I don't know. Whatever. Maybe because you could potentially be recognized in a VTuber stream, especially if there's a lot of people. I feel like it doesn't happen that often nowadays. I feel like nowadays people have forgotten who Wolfie is because I don't do a lot of like corporate VTuber fan art anymore. So like as more new people come in, people that were not aware of Holomyth, they're just like, I don't know, Wolfie, I don't know who that is. Oh yeah, the guy who made the, I don't know, the small models. Oh, that guy. I didn't even make those models. Just did the original art. But yeah, there's a bunch of people that like don't know who I am, and that's actually good. That's what I want. To just be out there in obscurity on a lake fishing. Clipping is high effort. It is, and that's why clippers are good. They spend the time to find the cool moments, post the clips, people watch them. Can't wait to look at a VTuber with 6 viewers playing a game from 30 years ago. So true. Literally this game. Can't wait to watch the #1 streamer of Catch and Release, an obscure VR fishing game, every week at Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Just talking about philosophy. I actually do know you from the old Amelia arc. That was so long ago, I'm an ancient beast. That's not even that ancient though. is when you know, I would feel like that's how most people know me. But it's kind of wild though that I haven't done like Hololive fan art in like, it's probably been like 2 years at this point, right? I don't know. It's been a while. Welcome, Yukiko. Time sure does fly. Keys and Eye viewers are dust by now. Oh yeah, wait, didn't she have like this one thing some time ago where like she was streaming again? There was like this promotional like weird video that was live, and it was like, oh, what's that? Keys and Eye streaming again? Whatever happened to that? Did they announce something? Is she back? What was that? What was that stream about? I heard about it when it was like airing, but like after that, no one talked about it. So maybe nothing is happening. They announced they're announcing something. Man, don't you just love it when they announce an announcement? Actually, I feel like that's something that VTuber corporations have gotten better about. Not announcing announcements as much. Like, remember when Hololive, when they announced Holo EN Gen 2, and they had like the whole like cube thing, and then like they had like a whole week where they like were teasing something, and then like after that they had like more teasers, and then like eventually they actually announced it. But nowadays it's kind of just like, hey, guess what? This week we have new VTubers. And like, I think that's the way to go. If you spend too much time trying to hype something up, it's like, I don't know, I get kind of tired of that. Just tell us what's coming up. And like when they announced the newest generation, it was just like, hey, here they are. Here it is this week. They're out there. Was this before or after the NFT fiasco? It was after. It was literally like last month. Maybe it was this month. I don't know. It's very recent though. A week buildup is plenty. Yeah, but it's also like they announce it and then like the day of they reveal the Twitter accounts, as opposed to like they announce a video and then like a week later they announce another video, and then the week after that they announce an announcement, and then that announcement announces the Twitter accounts, and then the Twitter accounts like a week later announce like the actual debut streams. That's too much. It's too much time. I did start watching VTubers in 2018 with Keys and Eye. I stopped for a couple years until Holo Gen 5. Classic. I also watched Keys and Eye back in the day. Long time ago. For the new gen, didn't they announce a few weeks before that they weren't making any new gens? They were going to concentrate on what they had. That was like a shareholder thing though, right? It wasn't really even that they weren't announcing new gens, it's that they would focus less on making new generations. I don't know. Pre-recorded content was the way. Yeah, not a lot of VTubers do that anymore. Everyone's all in on like live streaming. What about the olden days when they would pre-record content? Whatever happened to Let's Plays? Wonder if that was more for Japan. They have a ton of talents over there. Maybe. I watched 2 Keys and Eye videos, felt like I was staring into the abyss, was feeling too excited, so I stopped until I asked people on Discord to introduce me to VTubers. You were too excited for Keys and Eye? What? I started with Katharina Anj. Was the one from Nijisanji JP? Is that the red-haired one? I don't know. I knew people that were like into VTubers, and like I had only really watched some of Keys and Eye's stuff. But I had friends who were watching like Nijisanji JP a long time ago. I remember one specific moment. It was like winter. I was going to karaoke with a friend in New Jersey, and then like we were eating at a place, and one of my friends was talking about like he was gonna go to Japan for a Nijisanji JP concert. And I was like, I don't really know the difference between Hololive and Nijisanji. And he was like, oh, actually, well, the difference is that, Nijisanji mostly focuses on live streaming, and like Hololive is more like an idol kind of thing. And I was like, oh, that doesn't mean anything to me. I don't understand VTubers. And now look at where I am. Now I'm here. The first VTuber was Strong Bad. Was he really a VTuber? I guess he kind of was. Streaming is now the main thing. It's just more popular in general than pre-recorded videos. So true. So true. Let's plays don't really exist that much anymore. Like in general. This was a different era. It's not so much nowadays. When Tsuki no Mito was super popular. True. I love Nijisanji so much. Back in the day, how the mighty have fallen. Yeah. They really messed up on that. They really ruined their entire reputation in the West. It's kind of messed up what they did. My first dance with live stream VTubers was oddly enough Project Melody, and then shortly after Iron Mouse. Yeah, wasn't Iron Mouse like one of the earliest VTubers? She's been VTubing for like a really long time. Anyway, classic moments, VTubers. Do you think, going back to that philosopher talk, do you think any of those philosophers would have had a VTuber Oshi? I think so. Who do you think Socrates would have had as his Oshi? Who do you think Plato would have enjoyed watching? And don't say Northern Lion, because they all would watch Northern Lion, but like, it's gotta be a VTuber. I enjoyed getting... Sorry, I can't read. Started getting more sour with Nijisanji back when Lulu graduated. Now they destroyed any goodwill left. Man. It's messed up. How much things can change in just a year. Like this time last year, everyone was having a good time. They were like, oh man, Pomu's graduating, no. Wait, was that, when did Pomu graduate? It was like late last year, right? When was that? November? December? It was definitely January. It's January of this year, okay. Yeah, like around this time last year, everyone was like, oh man. January 20th. See, I mean, Oshis tend to be like end of sentence. I guess Coco would be it for many English speakers. True. I don't know, man. Time is not linear in my head. Time isn't even real, as many people would say. Plato would VTube in the cave with the shadow puppet. That's literally what I was talking about. I was like, you think Plato would have been in the chat? He would be one of those VTuber haters. He'd be like, it's not even the real thing. This was the conversation an hour and a half ago. Happened during MagFest is how I remember. Oh yeah. Oh, that Pomu. I remember because I was expecting Selen's graduation notice and then it was Pomu. Yeah. Those were times. I remember those times. Deleted that sentence, it was supposed to be a listing of the big ones. The well-known VTubers that you watched. Plato. Oh, that Plato. They did the really funny Selen moves that made me use Amazon Prime on Doki Bird. Love that. Yeah. I don't think they can recover. It's like, they've messed up. They messed up so much. Back in the day, everyone would have been like, if you name the 3 large English VTuber organizations, they would have been like, oh yeah, you got Hololive, you got Nijisanji, you got VShojo. But nowadays, I feel like FaZe Connect is up there, right? Nowadays, if you were to name the well-known ones, FaZe Connect, that'd be one of them. The West is definitely done with Nijisanji. So true. Sad times. Anyway, I don't know. VTubers, anyone watching VTubers? Any VTuber watchers out there? Are you watching VTubers? Alright, this came up because I was talking about Aikatsu. Yes, Aikatsu VTubers. That is the thing. VTubers are cringe. It's true. They are cringe and you can enjoy cringe. FaZe Connect is the 4th contender coming in with a steel chair. If you were to name like the large VTuber organizations that aren't Hololive, Nijisanji, and VShojo, what would you name? What are the ones that you would say are the most known? I would say besides those three, I feel like FaZe Connect would be like the most well known, right? The V-Spot. Oh yeah, they do have an English one nowadays. Idol Ian. That's a thing. Any VTuber CEO who roleplayed as a StarCraft Protoss turret has my vote. Who did that? Nijisanji was already losing steam in the West anyway. The last waves were not... Yeah, they had too many. V-Spot is big in Japan. Yeah, I mean, like, of the corporations with an English presence. I know V-Spot has an English branch now. Anyway. That's something. Those are some things that happened. VTubers. There's like a lot of smaller ones as well. Pixel Link, that's another one. There's also Project Kawaii, that's another one. There's a lot of them. There's many things happening. Welcome, Nanodan. Nanodan Corporate. Oh yeah, V4 Mirai. That's Globey. That's another one. True. They're mostly known in Europe, right? I know they have a lot of like European VTubers. Actually, they're owned by the same group. Globey and V4 Mirai is owned by, what is it, like Brave Group or something? Do you see that they had all their applicant information doxed? People applied, and then there was like a Google spreadsheet that was public or something. It had everyone's like real names. That's scary. Imagine applying and then suddenly like everyone knows your name. With Globey, I only know the dog. Something Barkwell, right? I know that one. I know the other Curivolt or whatever. That's the two of them that I'm aware of. I'd say I feel like, funnily enough, Idol is not famous as much as Rin Penrose by herself is famous. Yeah, I don't know. If I were to name who is in Idol EN, I don't know. I'm not sure. Wasn't there like a Leprechaun one? I know that one. Besides that, I don't know. Cloverfield. Bonnie Barkswell. I sure hope so. I was thinking that, but couldn't find the original source, which I think was an interview with Pippa. There's a lot of clips of him being teased about it. You search Sakana Turret. What's he doing? What is that guy doing? Fished man. The man who is a fish in a business suit. Juna Usagi and the blue one that I think had drama recently. Drama. I checked who's in Idol EN. I guess the other people I've heard of have graduated. No. Oh yeah, Prism Project was a thing that existed. And then they disbanded because Sony gave up. They were like, we're done with this. We're done with VTubing. VTubers as cringe. We're not doing this anymore. Prism Project. I know of some Prism Project because Toaster, Koishi, and Peen watched them. Nia Suzune, that's one of them. Shiki Niono or something. It's another one. Aoi something. It's one of them. Yeah, it is nice that they could keep their models though. Oh yeah, that's another one. I remember those times. Anyway, VTubers sure are existing though. I used to be like, you know, if it's not one of those big VTuber organizations, like I used to not understand why people would apply to the smaller organizations. It's because it was back when my sense of like viewer numbers was so unrealistic. Right, as someone who mostly just watched like Hololive and Nijisanji, I was like, oh yeah, thousands of viewers, that's normal. 1,000 viewers per stream, that's like, you know, that's the expected amount. And then after I started streaming, I'm like, actually, that's a lot. I used to be like, oh, why would people sign up for like an organization, like a corporation, and like only get 100 viewers? But now I'm like, holy frick, 100 viewers on debut, that's like amazing. It really is amazing how much your perspective changes over time. When you realize 100 people is like a ton of people. And I'm like, oh yeah, of course they would. It's like a lot of people. It's like a whole auditorium full of people. Had good hopes for Prism. It's a shame they went down in a very dignified way though, just like Tsundere. I had Tsundere also existed, true. I feel like those retro gaming memes like what Nepo Labo is a recent wave. What do you mean with 2020? 2020. The peak of COVID. I remember that. Polka is out there. She's out there streaming. She's real. Honestly, I can't imagine watching 5K plus viewer streams much anymore. What about, what's his name? K9 Kuro. Don't you watch his streams? Doesn't he get 5K plus viewers? I mean, I watch Northern Lion, so he gets freaking 10K viewers now. I remember when he had 5K viewers, and it wasn't even that long ago. It's probably like a few years. Now he's up there. Now Northern Lion has been algorithmed, and everyone knows him. It's about time. 100 viewers feel like a lot to me nowadays since I'm more Twitch pilled. Yeah, but I mean, like, it's not even just Twitch pilled. It's like, I don't know. There's a lot of streamers on Twitch that get thousands of viewers. It's more like smaller indie VTuber pilled, I guess. And there are also a lot of like VTubers on YouTube that get like that amount of viewers as well. It's just that I feel like it's harder to find them on YouTube. He's very fleshy recently. He does do face cam streams. It's like 1 to 3K on average. I feel like there's not that big of a difference between like 1K viewers and... Okay, maybe not. 1K viewers and 5K. I feel like with 1K viewers, I guess it depends on the chat, but like they could realistically read most of the messages depending on chat speed. But with 5K, I feel like that's impossible. I opened a couple of his streams because I wanted to support him, but I don't feel like sitting in a chat that moves that fast. I guess that makes sense. It's valid. So he's always said, I guess the biggest VTuber I watch is Michi. It's because she's similar to a person I was actually watching on YouTube. Like someone from Nijisanji, or like just someone else. I've seen some 800 viewer streams that have surprisingly slow chats. It depends on the game. Actually, yeah, a lot of people that stream, a lot of people that are focused on gameplay streams, their chat tends to be a lot slower. Right? Like, if you see someone playing, like, League of Legends, or, like, Valorant, I feel like their chats tend to be a lot slower. Because there's not that much to talk about, right? As a chatter, you're just like, yo, Pog, yo, that kill was so good. Unless the streamer is talking a lot. You know, if they have discussion topics, then people have something to talk about. But a lot of times it's just like, you know, here's the gameplay. Like, what really is there to talk about? I don't know. He got burned in his growth-oriented days. He used to in the corpo days average 5 to 10k, but he had to deal with completely unhinged antis. So true. That's the messed up part. With more viewers comes more weird people. Someone from Nijisanji ID. Yeah, that's what I meant. I still remember when literally no one knew Sora. I'm so happy she got bigger recently. The first Hololive VTuber. The 13 original viewers. Depending on how hardy they're being, they might not be able to reach that much. That's also true. But like on the other hand, I've seen some like, I've tuned into some VTuber chats that have had like 40 to 50 viewers, and their chat was going so fast I couldn't keep up. I'm like, holy frick, how do you have like literally everyone in the chat was like posting messages, and it wasn't just emotes, they were like saying real things. I'm like, how is this possible? This chat has more activity than like some 1,000+ viewer chats that I've been in. Like, that's impressive. Auntie's calling his mom and stuff. What? It's messed up. If I had a time machine, I'd sit at that first stream I came too late. Dang. Would you though? If you had a time machine, would you really just use it to be one of the first viewers of a stream? Or would you, I don't know. Would you use it on something more meaningful than that? It's like, if I had a time machine, I would have been the first person to send a super chat to Gargura. Totally, that would have been me. I would have gone down. Actually, no one remembers that stuff, right? To be the first person to super chat. It's like they all open their monetization streams and they get like 1 billion super chats. But like, you know, you could have been the first person to super chat and only you would know. You would have had that title. But no one else would have cared. If I had a time machine, I would buy lottery tickets. Would you though? Would you trust yourself to remember the numbers? Yes, I don't really care. I have not many regrets about my life. That's good though. It's good to not have regrets. My regret is watching VTubers in 2018 but not knowing Sora. Dang. Well, now you know. Now you know what to do. In case you ever find a time machine, you know what to do. Gotta go back. What if due to the butterfly effect, the numbers ended up being different as a result of you buying tickets? I thought you were gonna say, what if due to the butterfly effect, if you watching that streamer caused them to not have any viewers? Wouldn't that be, wouldn't that be funny? If you tuned in, if you're like, oh man, I wish this streamer had more viewers back in the day, and then you're like, I'm gonna go back in time. I'm gonna watch them, and then, you know, since you were in chat, everyone's like, man, this guy's annoying. I'm gonna leave the chat, and then no one else shows up. There is chatters that are unfortunately bad. That is true. I have had some times where I would be less active in a community because some chatters are like, I don't know, the streamer's cool, but like sometimes their chat is a bit like not really what I'm into. Scary. Like Misa, like you, like are you saying you as a chatter cause other people to leave? Or that you leave chats because of other viewers? Always fear being that chatter. I think you're fine. That's actually a thing. Sometimes a streamer tolerates more than they should. It does happen. I have had that happen. Sometimes, you know, like sometimes it's just like a one-off thing. Someone's being annoying, like sometimes. But then like sometimes they're like constantly annoying and they're always there. And I'm like, ah, man, this guy. I don't want to be there. I stop watching VTubers because of chat sometimes. It happens. Chat is actually a huge factor of how I can enjoy streamers now. I think that's true. I think when your stream gets large enough that like you can't read individual messages, that becomes less of an issue. Because I feel like annoying chatters are mostly an issue in slower chats. If like every chat is visible. Whereas like if a chat is large enough, it kind of becomes self-moderating in the sense that like no one's message is on screen for like more than a few seconds. So like someone's annoying, it's fine. Their message is probably not going to be seen anyway. But in a slow chat, it's going to be on the screen for like minutes. At least a minute. I don't know. I would never be that chatter, I'm just such a cool and smart guy. So true. I wonder if there's ever a moment where like most of my chat messages are just emotes. I wonder if there's anyone that's like, I freaking hate this Wolfie guy. All he does is send emotes that are relevant. Why can't he say real words? I'm gonna stop participating in chat just because this Wolfie guy is here. Maybe it has happened. Maybe, I don't know. I doubt it has happened, but it could have. It could happen. It could happen to you. Sometimes you get the hate Akasupas, though. Imagine sending money to someone to hate them. I think then annoying people start sending super chats. I saw really freaking annoying donators. That does happen, true. Oh yeah, that does happen. Like when a streamer does something and then like the most loyal super chatters are like, I don't approve of the way, me as a longtime viewer, I don't approve of how you interacted with that male streamer. I refuse to support someone like this. That stuff happens. Because like people, they pay a lot of money and then they feel as though they are more important. They're like, I can't believe you would do this. I've supported you. I've sent thousands of dollars and this is how you repay us. The viewers demand respect. Don't you know the only reason you can stream is because of us? I don't know. That's so love. People do it. It happens. Males? What the frick? Male interaction? Get out of here. The parasocial relation? No. No. Males. Imagine interacting with male VTubers. It's yeah, forever remember the Kali Akasupa, how she handled it by donating that money to the person the hater addressed. That's a good way to go about it. Wait, you mean like they send... Oh, I see. Right, hating on the person they collab with. I thought it was like, sometimes people send super chats, they hate on the streamer that they're sending the super chat to. And I'm like, what? You're just giving them money. I don't know. I guess it does make the message visible. Let's see, I like memberships a lot more than super chats, basically for that reason. What I pay individually is almost always irrelevant to the streamer. That's true. If they make enough money, your individual super chat is just a drop in the bucket. That's one reason I liked appreciated Fubuki, because she did what she wanted and set boundaries. And it was all around badass. Yeah. Good times. Classic Fubuki moment. I can't believe people that have free will decide to stream together with a coworker in literally the same company. Man, why would they collaborate? Don't they know that they need to have approval from your top super chatters? Otherwise, there's no reason. See, Zoli says, Fubuki is my favorite Holo JP streamer. I don't understand what she says. Yeah. I feel like if I understood more Japanese, I probably would watch more, like, Japanese VTubers on YouTube. I would probably watch more Polka streams. Actually, I would probably watch the Aikatsu VTubers. I think that one of the big reasons that I don't care that much is because, like, I don't really know what they're saying a lot of the times. Welcome, Min Costella. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, the last July. July will never happen again. 2025, they're getting rid of July. But the smaller viewer bases make it easier to watch the streams for me too. You watch Korone for sure. So true. Dog VTubers. Welcome, Brooke. I watched Sora without understanding anything. I'm just built different. You could do that. So true. You could just watch streamers. You don't even really know what they're doing. They're just out there. Personally, I went Niji, Hololive Stars, some V4 Mirai Indies. And now look at you. Now you're watching a male VTuber fishing on a lake. That's crazy. There's a timeline where I decide I don't actually vibe with Polka. There's a chance I would know Japanese now if that weren't the case. Polka's so cool. She's an Aikatsu fan, therefore she has to be cool. Yeah, dog VTubers. A lot of good dog VTubers out there. Dog VTubers so powerful. True. They were all stepping stones to the wall. Yeah, now you're here. Think about all the things you've done in life that led you to watching this stream. It was all for a reason. It's just how life is. Luxium changed Yuyuko's life. See, I just vibe with the streamer vibes. I just vibe with the stream. Okay, I didn't realize that was 2 sentences. I just vibe with the streamer. Vibes transcend language. It's true. Sometimes, like, I don't know what Polka's saying, but you can tell she's having fun. She's so high energy. Polka's funny. True. Kuro. K9 Kuro. The first domino is figuring out IRC to download anime in 1999. Yeah, XDCC. Downloading bots. Good times. And now you're a dog VTuber online. Let's see, I've been thinking about that a lot. I got a Costco membership because of NL, because who I watch because of you. Dang. I caused the Mai to have a Costco membership indirectly. That's wild. I'm sure I've gotten a lot of people to watch Northern Lion. I was watching him for years. I could say I watched him before he was cool, but no, he's always been cool. Yeah, the Costco guys, they bring the boom. That's what they do. Ends with the Wolfie stream. Gold exit. Do they have different tiers of Costco memberships? Do they have a silver membership? What's the deal with the Costco guys? Are they known by something besides the Costco guys? Like, is that their whole is that their whole name now? It's the regular, then the gold star one, and that's it. What? How can you have gold but not silver? No bronze, nothing. You know, the domino behind Yuyuko in my life for the following 14 years was literally a Pixiv art of then non-existent Yuyuko Saigyogi Twitter account. Yeah, just the fact that someone didn't claim that username and now you are the real Yugo. That's how it is. That's how things go in this world. Honestly, kind of crazy. Q Company could have a good enough reputation to have random people make a career off it. Costco? Oh, the fact that Costco guys exist? Yeah, the fact that they have their whole brand based on like a company. Like Costco could have sued them like at any point. A lot of people are saying that Costco probably reached out to them for like to officially sponsor them or something, because people have noticed. They're like, have you noticed that the Costco guys have gotten really specific with their naming of things? They don't just say like, oh yeah, this is the pack of water. They have to say, we got the 12-pack Kirkland signature brand sparkling high quality water or something. Costco is nice. Good gas prices. I've never been to Costco. Costco. See, my Arc Love name just comes from becoming a huge simp of fictional character. Oh, that's the character from Melty Blood, right? I know. Neko Arc. Yo, was that Neko Arc? I know that one. Pretty pog. I was thinking trying Shoshingo to ease myself into it, but maybe. I feel like Shoshingo as a game is like a bit too. It's like a bit too small. Trying to learn about Costco guys. It's just like a father and son who have a TikTok account. They go to Costco and they're like, we're Costco guys. Of course we gotta get the double chocolate, I don't know what, the double chunk chocolate chip cookie. We're Costco guys. Of course we gotta get the 12-pack signature Kirkland brand sparkling water with added minerals and other ingredients. We're Costco guys. Of course we get the best deals on our Costco membership. Yeah, TikTok. But then they've like branched out to doing like music. They have like a theme song now. They do like food reviews. They're like, we give this 5 booms out of 5. They never give anything less than 5 booms. They bring on their family. They're like, hey, this is the Rizzler. And this is Rizzler's dad. And oh, here's I don't know, another guy. Here's Grandma. Grandma, what do you think of this cookie? I give it 5 booms. Boom, boom, boom. They have to they have to do it. It's from Tsukihime, I guess, rather than Melty Blood. Oh, I see. I know of those series. Rizzler's dad. Yeah, he doesn't even have a name. He's just Rizzler's dad. Anyway, that's a family that exists. They're having fun though. They're having good times making TikToks. I remember they went viral because like one person on Twitter was like, he thought the kid was miserable because his dad made him do this stuff. And then everyone's like, no, they seem like they're having fun. And that's how they got viral. Costco guys. Apparently there's also like Sam's Club guys. But I've literally never seen anything about them besides when they collab with the Costco guys. There's a bunch of other guys, you know. I'm sure there's like dollar store guys. We're Dollar General guys. Of course we gotta get the things that are not actually dollars anymore because of the economy. It's probably a bunch of guys. There are probably so many different varieties of guy. Imagine being the off-brand Costco guy. Yeah, we're Trader Joe's guys. Of course we gotta get the Trader Joe's signature pasta Alfredo Linguini. 99 Ranch. Is it Ranch 99 or 99 Ranch? Or is it 99 Ranch 99? Ranch Market 99. I would not be surprised if there were 99 Ranch guys. Or Walmart guys. Of course we go to the gun aisle and purchase guns and also buy Cheez-Its and also sparkling water. I don't know. We are Daiso guys. Of course we gotta buy the cheapest 100 yen goods at the nearest Daiso. You think there's Daiso guys out there in Japan? Just the guy that reviews every Daiso's product? It's gotta exist, right? It has to. Be Daiso guy. All these guys. All these guys. Got them. Of course, we spent no more than 2 minutes. Yeah, well, we gotta optimize the store layout. Have you seen the Walgreens guys? It's just a bunch of white guys speaking broken Chinese in Walgreens. Of course, we're Walgreens guys. Of course, we gotta get the sparkling. Well, of course, the water is plentiful. Daiso would drain my wallet if they were close. I think they're expanding, right? They have multiple locations in New York now. And other parts of the country. Seattle, probably. A few Daisos opened up somewhere near me. They've been packed with 3 hour long lines for weeks. What the? Don't people know they can just buy that stuff like elsewhere? Actually, I don't know. They probably can't. It's probably specific to Daiso. They're always out of kitchen rubber gloves. Do you buy those often? And boxes of unused notebooks. Walgreens guys, Dwayne Reed guys. Of course we're Wawa's guys. Buc-ee's guys. Gas station individuals. Of course we're gas station individuals. We're 7-Eleven guys. Of course we gotta have the Slurpees. Of course we gotta have the Japanese food that they're bringing over here. Dollar Store Japan. You tried it? Were you ever successful? Being from Europe is so funny. Companies opened 5 stores distributed perfectly to be annoying to reach for most of the population. I thought things were accessible in Europe. Don't they have walkable cities? Buc-ee's pulled pork sandwiches. So kind of hard. I remember the first time I heard about Buc-ee's was when I was doing my Super Mario, what was it? Bowser's Fury stream. I was in like the water area where you get the dinosaur. I don't know why I have such specific memories of it. I just remember so well. Someone in chat was like, oh yeah, Buc-ee's, I love going to Buc-ee's. And I'm like, what's that? It's been implanted in my mind. First time I heard about it was that stream. 5 stores all the same distance away from you? No. That reduces it just because you happen to be right in the middle. Surely if you live somewhere else, there'd be other ones. They absolutely are, but I'm not taking the 8-hour train to reach Milan. But that's so close. 8 hours? That's how long it takes to drive through California. It's not actually that close. That's actually pretty far. For round 1, guys, of course we buy the overpriced takoyaki that's probably frozen while bowling and playing crane games. Classic. Round 1. I've been to round 1 once. For karaoke. The karaoke room was not clean before we got there. I'd like to clarify, this was not in Japan. This was in New Jersey, I think? I don't know. Somewhere in New York, maybe? No, I think it was New York. But the people that were in the karaoke room before us, they left a huge mess. And the staff did not clean up. It was kind of gross. It's about a specific store. Many stores. American brand. America, man. Karaoke system. Is it always down? It was working fine when I was there. Round 1. When are they going to make round 2? When are they going to make square 2? It's always got to be a round. Round 1. Round 1. Isn't that Kirby? Haha, he sure is a round 1. So that's a joke. You can use this joke. Next time you go to round 1, you could say that Kirby is in fact a round 1. Round 1 made a tweet recently of real news where there was a fire at a business next to round 1. They tweeted it's lit at round 1. Were they forced to apologize? They had fun. Feels like half an hour for me. It was down on my birth. No. I see some Americans being like, dang, you take 2-hour train to uni? I drive 4 hours through half of my state every day to reach my job. As if that's a cool thing. Americans. It's a common thing to just be like, you think that's bad, you try doing this thing. I've talked about this before. Like the weather, people are always like, you think 80 degrees is bad, you try living in 100-degree weather, etc. What does that sound? What did I just... Oh, I got a ring. Get this new ring just unlocked. That was the ringtone. It's the tone that plays when you catch a ring. It's really recent, so... Really recent this far, not yet. What? Remote work. It's just like the US people are used to some weird normal. The US is freaking weird. Car-oriented society is cringe, okay? 8 hours of daily commute is absolutely insane, but some US people do. I feel like even by US standards, 8 hours for a commute is way too much. Unless you're a trucker. Some people take pride in how much their life sucks. You think your life sucks, you try living a life that's worse. Then you'll know that things are worse. So true. You think your life is bad, why don't you try making it worse? And then you'll know that it's worse. Anyway, it's almost that time. I'm going to end the stream soon. Car-oriented society. Yo, is that a dog? National Mutt Day? Harry Potter birthday? National Avocado Day? Jump for Jelly Beans Day? Shredded Wheat Day? J.K. Rowling's birthday. J.K. Rowling's birthday. Let's do national connections. Okay, let's do connections. We could do connections. Just a really fast connections, sure, because there is demand for it. Elden Ring, Elden Husky, Elden Porter, Elden Horse. No. Bulldog. Husky, Bulldog. These are types of dogs. No. Sour. Ring. Middle. Little. Little. Stout. No, I don't know. This one's hard. Mahjong handle, I will not do it. Backseating, nah. No backseating for this one. Gruff. Hold on, this is, Porter, it's a cut of beef. Porterhouse steak. Rough steak, fried steak, sour steak. Sourdough. Rough dough, amber dough, middle dough, Elden John. I don't know, this is hard. I don't know this one. You know, okay, fine. Backseating allowed because I don't want to do this. Rough. Dog. Dogs they do say rough. Husky is a type of dog. Rough. Horse. Sour. and husky. Voice. Qualities of your voice. Maybe not sour. Gruff. This type of voice. Gruff. Yes. Ring. Bold eyes, not dog. Porter. Sour. Amber. Amber. Isn't that the rat VTuber? Ram to Amber. Stout. Little. Oh, to be more portly. Gruff. The finer types. Finer types. Vocal fry. Vocal stout. Vocal pointer ring. Oh, types of. Oh, so true. Pointer finger, middle finger, pointer, little. Yo, Elden Ring reference? Finger. Okay, stout. This is a type of beer, right? Stout beer. Bulldog beer. Champagne. Stout beer. Things that alcohol is served in. Bulldog. Sour. I don't know. Anyone know the answer? Sour? Sour cream and onion? I think. Amber porter sour stout. Okay. I don't know alcohol, so sure. Ales, different types of ales. Okay, as someone who doesn't drink, there's no way I would have gotten that one. French bulldog, French fry, French horn. Okay, let's do National Avocado Day raid. Okay, let's see who's streaming. Twitch.tv. Many people stream it. Yo, Essie has partner on Twitch. Let's see, who do I want to raid? A bunch of people streaming. Let's raid. Who do I want to raid? What is this special event? What about this? What about this guy? Colum the Golem? Could raid this guy. Raid Colum the Golem. Anyway, that's today's stream. Thanks for watching. I'll be back on Friday with Stitch and Picross. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks the people who raided as well. I'm sure that's why we have 36 viewers, and many people from the raid were just AFK and left their stream open. So thanks for that. And then Saturday we got various games. A bunch of itch.io games, as you might expect. And that's the week. That'll be the rest of the week. And then before you know it, it'll be August. And then you'll be like, how is it already August? I can't believe it's already August. It might even already be August where you are. You could be in Europe right now. And it will already be August 1st. And that is in fact something that happens. Anyway, good times. We talked about many things today. We talked about philosophy. We talked about VTubers. We talked about animals not understanding things. Classic stream. We caught a fish, you know, a fish with a can. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.